Straya, how are you going? How you going? Are you right? You should be. Why is that, Jim? Well, it's Australia Day today, isn't it? The real one, May 8. Good on you, mates. That's it. Thursday, May 8 today. I'm your host, James Clements, here in Laurentiis Studios. I love a good May 8. G'day, mate. Yep, that's it. Should be the Australia Day. Everyone's fucking happy with that. Come on, man. Let's just make it happen. Today, what a day again of playoff basketball. It's awesome. It is absolutely awesome. Boston Knicks was just psycho. And then Denver OKC was psycho for an entire other raft of reasons. So we'll be covering those in the game wraps. We got That's Not a Knife, Old Mate, No Mate, Spud of the Night, Better than Lonzo Ball. We'll be talking about Steph Curry's injury. We've got a couple of quick nahs and unpopular opinion of the day in OUTBACK Takehouse. We'll do a quick Andrew Gay's Great MAMBA Award, and we'll pick and preview the single game for tomorrow. Sound good? Because your mate Jim's still a bit dusty from last night. We'll talk about that in a second. So, without further ado, let's get into it. Episode 1204 of NBA Straya. That's 1264 for those in the cheap seats. Let's go!
This is Josh Giddey.
G'day, this is Andrew Gay.
This is Jack White.
This is Joe Ingles.
This is Darcy Daniels.
This is Chris Anstey.
This is Matthew Delvedova.
This is Shane Hill.
Hi, this is Ryan Brockhoff.
This is Mitch Creek.
This is Nick Kay.
You're listening to NBA Australia.
And you're listening to NBA Australia.
And you're listening to NBA Straya.
And you're listening to NBA Straya.
You're listening to NBA Straya.
And you're listening to NBA Straya.
You're listening to NBA Australia.
And you're listening to NBA Straya.
And you're listening to NBA Australia.
And you're listening and watching NBA Straya.
This is NBA Australia. Let's do it.
Watch out for the shark attack.
You better watch out for the Knicks attack here with the Celtics once more. You should also watch out for the attack of, I don't know, big hairy dudes in Melbourne last night. Let's start there with the daily whip around. I went to ZZ Top last night, still a little bit dusty. Geez, Jim, did you have some tins? Yes. But it was kind of weird. I was like sitting there next to old mate, and we'd gone out for dinner. It was lovely. Very, 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 chill evening. Got a babysitter for the squids. We're going to see a gig. And we rock up to Melbourne Park, and you're like, oh yeah, Offspring's also here. And there's ZZ Top next door. This crowd is hilarious. It's like an AMP ad. Everybody in the Offspring crowd is like looking at all the ZZ Top fans, and all the ZZ Top fans are like, I am you in about 15 years. It was awesome. But wow, that was a fun show. ZZ Top kick ass. That was just fun as hell. But the weirdest part was sitting there, we had pretty bloody good seats. Old mate sitting next to him. I'm just so used to taking the squid to like sporting events and sitting next to him. I'm like, every couple of minutes turning to her and going, you right? Do you need a drink? You eating your twisties? Do you want another hot dog? You good? And she's like, I'm not the squid. I'm like, oh yeah, you're grown. You can do whatever the fuck you want. Anyway, so that was pretty fun. ZZ Top kick ass. The new bass player was awesome. I don't know, just really fun, kind of awesome band to see. Like that's a bucket, not like, I have like a list in my head. I just want to sort of see these bands, right? And ZZ Top were one of them. And it was my first real opportunity to actually go and see them, and I did. So that was really fun. And had a million beers. Right. And then had to walk into the city because I love how Rod Laver and like all that sort of stuff, Melbourne Park, they go, hey, check this out. What we're going to do, if there's one thing here, we're also going to do a bunch of other shit here, so it's impossible to get the fuck home. So it's like, this is just bloody great. Anyway, other bits of news. Steph Curry. Oh, geez. Bit of a crazy one because, I mean, he's out at least a week with a hammy, right? Is our man Steph Curry. And they're like, it's the first soft tissue injury he's had since an adductor injury back in 2018. And he's never done like a hammy or a calf or anything. So he's going to be reevaluated in a week. But they're not entirely sure how he's going to respond to treatment because it is his first one. So we'll see what happens there. There is a 3-day gap in this series between the Warriors and the Wolves, between games 5 and 6. But by the same token, I mean, the Warriors have to get there first, you know what I'm saying? So It's going to be pretty interesting. We've also got lots of whinging to the refs. That's some news, I guess. Chris Finch is whinging to the refs about the treatment of Rudy Gobert. That's what they were. He's like, sir, they keep grabbing my 7'40" big French guy, and it's really hurting him, sir. It's like, all right. And then Steve Kerr was like, yeah, they're also fouling my guys. It's like, just, can everyone shut the fuck up with the whinging about the fouls? Like, if we're going to have fucking every second bloody goddamn commentator go, it's just playoff basketball. And like, they put the whistles away in the playoffs. And you're like, yeah, we get it. Can everyone then shut the fuck up about it and just let us watch in peace? Please, that's all I ask. Anyway, and the other bits and bobs, I mean, this isn't NBA related, but the Boomers beat the piss out of the New Zealand Kiwi fellas. What are they? The Tall Blacks. Yesterday, yeah, DJ go off, which was pretty fun. Over there in Radelaide. Thought about going over, and then turns out, yeah, already had tickets to ZZ Top, and I was just like, oh, God, yeah. He had 23 points. Elijah Pepper was really good as well. So caught up on a bunch of that this morning after I dropped the squids off, watching that on the iPad, and then watching the games on the big telly. That was fun. So good job by the Boomers to get by the Tall Blacks. It was good to see, I think Gids was over there as well with Daiso. I didn't even realize when I was looking at his Instagram yesterday, it was like Glenelg Beach. I'm like, what the fuck would you be in Adelaide? It's like, oh, the Boomers game, of course. Hey, Jimmy, you moron. Anyway, pretty crazy that they led after quarter time, but still. Good job, Boomers. Right. Let's do some game wraps. Oh, yeah. Well, basically, one of them's a piss take. The other one is fucking awesome. Let's go. Game wraps. Game wraps. How good was Boston, New York, game 2? The Knickerbockers win it, 91, Boston, 90. Which is pretty remarkable, considering it was 73-53 in the third quarter. Oh, that's right. The Knicks came back from 20 points down again on the road, again in back-to-back games. It was absolutely psychotic. It sort of felt like Boston had this one under control, right? You're like, they're fine. It's gonna be fine. And then, hashtag spoiler alert, it wasn't. Because, like, they got this bucket from the Zinger, the Extreme Zinger meal. He wasn't too bad today. Came off the bench. Good to see him actually out there and supercharged.
Supercharged Zinger Burger.
And what? They were still up 14 points halfway through the fourth quarter. And you're like, okay, Pritchard hits a 3 with 8:40 left. They're like up 16. Unfortunately for the Boston Celtics, when Peyton Pritchard hit that 3 with 8 minutes 40 remaining in the game, the Celtics then decided to not hit another shot until there was 18 seconds left in the fucking game. Seriously, this is what happened. They did not score a field goal from 8 minutes 40 left in the game till Jason Tatum went the length of the court and just went through everybody for a fucking dunk with 18 seconds left. That's how easy it is, Boston, just to score a single basket at literally any point of the fourth quarter. But no, y'all had to go and get on your Boston bullshit. Love that. So that was fun. What a weird game it was as well. Like, literally, the Knicks couldn't hit a shot early on. The Celtics were kicking the fuck out of them. And then suddenly the Knicks got to get back into it. Of course they do. Cat was going really, really well early on. And it was 50-41 at the half. And you're like, oh, yeah, Brunson and Tatum were both having a really shit game. OG had this like insane dunk that got called an offensive foul. But in that fourth quarter, you sort of turn around and it's like they rip off this 9-point run, and Mikal Bridges hadn't done shit on the offensive end until this point. He hits a bunch of shots. Brunson hits a 3 and there's a Hart floater and it's a fucking 4-point game. And there's 3 minutes left. You're like, oh, they've done it. They're back here. Boston just absolutely bottle it in these incredibly massive moments, right? And it makes very little sense. This is a team that won the fucking title last year. they've been through wars. They've gone to like Eastern Conference finals, NBA finals. They've won finals. This is a group that's been through a bunch, and somehow this year, they just keep shitting down their legs. It's crazy. Cat gets an and one. Boom, it's a 1 point game. It's a 17-2 run by the Knicks at that point. I think Boston had missed 11 straight. Then bang, Brunson gives them the lead. Boston miss again. It's 12 straight misses. Then it's 13. Brunson goes to the rack. It's a 21-2 run in the fourth quarter. 21-2. They're up 89-86. It's crazy. Tatum hit some free throws. They're up? 24 seconds left. Boston call a timeout. Tatum drives, boom. In 6 seconds. They were down 1. They now lead by 1. Brunson draws a very, 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 okay, if you're going to call that foul. Hits both free throws. They're up. And then the man with absolutely zero aura, in a surprise twist, has the last shot of the game again. And guess what happens? Fucking nothing. Again. Classic Jason Tatum. Knicks win in Boston. They go up 2-0. It was absolutely fucking chaos. I've got Knicks mates of mine from back in New York just on the mid. A mate of mine's already got tickets to Game 3. That's going to be the hottest fucking ticket in New York. It's going to be incredible. But how did this all happen, Jim? Well, Boston... Have you ever had a mate and you just fucking, like, their partner, girlfriend, boyfriend, like, whatever, just fucking sucks, right? And you're like, oh, I really wish you didn't bring them to this thing. You know, it just means that you're going to be distracted. We're not going to get good hangs in. It's just going to be like, they're going to bogart your attention. You're probably not going to have a great time either. And it's just, they're a bit shit. And you don't like hanging out with them. But they're just like fucking obsessed with them or whatever. That's Boston with threes. To a point where you're like, you know that 2 is still pretty fucking good. 2 still gets the scoreboard ticking. And this is one of those weird fucking things where like, yeah, but 3 is more than 2. But 2 also means that the score goes up. It's just 2 rather than 3. Boston went 10 of 40 today. At least they only missed 2/3 of the threes they missed last time, right? They missed 33s this game after missing 45 last time. But that is just chaos. 2 back-to-back games where they've shot 25% from 3. Tatum ends up with 13 points on 5 of 20 shooting. 14 rebounds, 5 assists, 3 steals. Very solid, but nothing going otherwise. Jaylen Brown, 20 points, 6 rebounds, 6 turnovers, and shot 8 of 23. Derek White was very, very solid. But at the same time, 6 of 17 for his 20 points, and he shot a magic number from downtown. Horford, 2 of 11. Brutal. He couldn't hit a 3 either. He quite literally didn't hit a 3. He went 0 of 5. Drew Holiday got going really, really early and then did sweet dick all else. 10 points for his game, 5 assists, 4 turnovers. Pritchard had 9 points on 9 threes. Again, not a great ratio. The extreme zinger meal.
Extreme zinger meal.
Off the bench, 8 points, 4 rebounds. Was pretty solid to a point where you're like, you should probably play KP a bit more if he's up for it, but he wasn't. Luke Cornett had 6 and 8 and a very sick dunk. But again, how do you fuck it? The anatomy of like shitting down your leg, right? What is it? It's getting into either dumb ISOs or just jacking up threes with impunity, and neither are a good fucking plan because there's no plan. What got you a 20-point lead? Probably ball movement and just picking out mismatches and, I don't know, playing the way we want to. And then they tighten up every fucking time. It's so weird to see a team that has won a title now just fucking clench their collective buttholes, and the sphincters are just so clenched fucking tight that they can make diamonds with the pressure, right? But going through and looking at Boston's shot chart in the fourth quarter, like, You should put that on a what not to do like poster. Like it's the opposite of like an inspirational poster. Because after Pritchard hits that 3, it's a pretty crazy. Jaylen Brown misses a 15-footer. Peyton Pritchard misses a 3. Peyton Pritchard misses a 3. Al Horford misses a 3. Al Horford misses an 11-footer. Derek White misses a 3. It's crazy, right? Derek White hits his free throws. Derek White misses another 3. Jason Tatum misses a 3. Jaylen Brown misses a 3. Are you getting a bit of a fucking vibe here? It's incredible. Jason Tatum misses a 2. Jaylen Brown misses a floater. It's just fucking nuts. Jaylen Brown misses a jumper. Derek White misses a tip shot. Boom. We finally get to more free throws. And then Jason Tatum hits that sick dunk as he drives the length. And wow. Amazing gear. Just absolute textbook shit of how to lose a playoff game by the Boston Celtics. The New York Knickerbockers, on their part, like Brunson wasn't that great. 17, 3, and 7, but I fucking hate Reggie Miller with like a passion, right? And especially when he's just like, oh, you know, Kev, when it gets to the fourth quarter, you know who's going to step up. And you're like, yes, it's going to be Jalen Brunson. Fuck, you're boring, Reggie. Shut up. Brunson shot 6 of 19 and it did not matter because he got to the fourth quarter and he's like, all right, boys, let's just fucking win this game. Mikal, you hit some buckets early and then I'll take care of the rest. And they're like, all right, sick. OG only has 5 and 5. He shot 2 of 9. Horrible game for him on the offensive end. They have 4 steals. Bridges has 14, 8, and 5. Shot 6 of 18, but was awesome in the fourth quarter. Cat has 21 and 17. Josh Hart was everywhere. 23, 6, and 3 for him. Deuce chucks in 5. The other Mitch Robinson, a plus 19 again. The most valuable of all the Knicks, which is crazy. 6 points, 8 rebounds. But just the sheer fucking will, composure, and heart of this Knicks team versus what the Celtics show us time and time and time and time again, where they're so fucking talented. They're so deep. They've got so much experience, and yet they have this incredible prosperity to just go, oh, is this a chance to just shit my pants? All right, 1 second. Gone. Absolutely fucking gone. The New York Knickerbockers of New York City now lead this series against the Boston Celtics 2-0. Going back to MSG for games 3 and 4. The Boston Celtics, the reigning champions. There are 5 possible games remaining in this series, and they have to win 4 of them. That is so fucking hard. Woo, boy, what a series. And then the other game, Denver got absolutely fucking straight killed.
So he got straight killed
by OKC, 149-106. And it wasn't even that close. Jim, they got killed by 43. Yeah, it could have been 60. What do they score? 87 points in the first half, setting a record for points in the first half of a playoff game. That was absolutely fucking nuts. Jokic fouls out in the third quarter. Michael Porter Jr., MPJ was MIA again. 2 of 10 for his 8 points. Aaron Air Gordon, 3 of 12 for 10 points. Jamal Murray, 4 of 9 for 14. Christian Braun had 3 points and was a minus 40 in 26 minutes. Jesus. Rusty, he ends up with 19 and 5. But yeah, they shot 37%, had 20 turnovers because, I don't know, the Thunder were fucking everywhere. Like, it was such an incredible display of offensive basketball. But then, defensively, the reason you get so many more chances at scoring than your opponent, they had 12 steals, 8 blocks, kept getting to the line, hit a million threes. They went 16 of 36 from downtown. They shot 56% from the floor and kicked the ever-loving fuck out of the Denver Nuggets. And it's the exact response we needed to see from them, right? They never let them get close. They never let them get on a run. They just put the fucking foot down, foot on their throat, fucked them up, boom, curb stomped your ass. 34 and 8 for Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. He shot 11 of 13 Taking the piss, SGA. 17, 4 and 7 for J-Dub. Chet Holmgren, 15 and 11. Good response for both of them. Isaiah Hartenstein, hello. 14, 8 and 5. Dort had 12 because he hit a couple of threes. But really, and if you followed us over on Dabble, we had a OKC bench threes drop, same gamer. And Caruso was the one who let us down. In 10 minutes, he went 0 of 2 from downtown. But Isaiah Joe and Cason Wallace both hit a bunch of threes. Isaiah Joe goes 4 of 4. And this is the big thing. I said it after game 1. Oh, if you rely on Isaiah Joe and Cason Wallace and Aaron Wiggins to be your dudes off the bench, is that going to be reliable? Well, yes. In some of these games, they will fucking hit. The thing is, they don't have that one dude off the bench when the shit just gets a bit sideways on them to bring in and go, all right, boys, settle down. Caruso is almost too important, and here we are. But still, they were so fucking good. They were just hitting everything. Seriously, it was 2 threes to AJ Mitchell. Cason Wallace hit 2 threes. Aaron Wiggins hit 2 threes. You got 4 for Isaiah Joe. J-Dub, well, the other J-Dub, Jalen Williams, he hit a 3 early on as well. And you're like, I think this one might be done. It was crazy. So there you go. That series is 1-1, 149 to 106 in a playoff game. Denver 100% just went, all right, boys, yeah, fucking pack her up. Pack her up, boys. We're done. All right, let's do an NBA Australia approved performance of the night, shall we? Of course we shall, once Jim figures out where the buttons are.
That's not a knife. That's a knife.
Honorable mention goes to SGA for just basically deciding to not miss today. 33, 11 of 13 is fucking absurd. But Jalen Brunson! Every fucking time. So the combination of Mikal Bridges and Jalen Brunson in that fourth quarter against the Boston Celtics was absolutely absurd. Absurd. They were so... What a tandem as well. Like Bridges, like, all right, we just need a bit of oomph. I haven't hit a fucking shot all night. Check this out. I'll hit a couple. And then Jalen Brunson down the stretch is like, oh, fuck yeah, I am the clutch player of the year. Check this out. Winning time. And off he goes. Yeah, what did I say? He finished with 17 points. It did not fucking matter how many points he had, how many shots he'd hit. Down the stretch, he's just like, yeah, just give me the ball. Like the shot that he hit, just that beautiful little jumper with like a minute to go to put them back up, well, put them up 3. It was like 89, 86, whatever. Was just like, if Tatum or Brown had done anything like that, you'd be like, aha, Boston won. We've got a series that's 1-1. But they've got a Jalen Brunson, and the Celtics do not. It was crazy. The Cat and one was huge, but the Brunson, the 2 that he hit, and that sort of like to give them the lead and then extend that lead, they were just, kissing fingers emoji. That's a fucking knife right there. That's just Crocodile Dundee shit coming out your ass. Who was Spud of the night, though?
Spud. Spud it is Spud of the night.
We have plenty of Spuds. MPJ, as mentioned. Just, what's going on with that dude? That dude, shit ass. It's crazy. He has got a fuck shoulder, though, remember? So, yeah, I don't know. 8 points, 2 of 10 shooting, 3 of 12 for Aaron Air Gordon, as I mentioned. Pretty brutal gear. But then, of course, I mean, it's Jason Tatum. 5 of 20. 5 of 20 today. It is just, come on, man. Like, you're not going to just dodge these lack of aura accusations by going out and shooting 5 of 20 in a must-win game 2 to avoid going down 0-2 in a series against the Knicks. I'm just saying. But as a collective, the Boston Celtics have now set the record for the most missed threes in a 2-game stretch in NBA playoff history. Seriously, they've missed 75 threes in 2 games. They've missed 75. It's incredible. Tatum was all over the shop in that game. That last possession, he was fucked. He's ended up shooting 5 of 20, gets blocked. It was awesome stuff by Bridges and co. The triple team in the corner, they fucked him up. He didn't even look like he was shooting it in the end. He's like, I've got to fucking pass this because they're triple teaming me. He's gone 12 of 42 in the series. But as a team, the Celtics have missed 75 threes in 2 games. Absolutely crazy. And the last thing on Tatum, he's 1 of 12 in the 2 fourth quarters. His team has blown 2 20-point leads back to back, and he has shot 1 of 12. Do not come to me and say that Jason Tatum is a top 5 player in the NBA. Get fucked. Derek White also went and shot. Oh, yeah. Chill. 311 from downtown. Thank you very much, Derek White. All right. What about old mate no mates?
Old mate, no mates.
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 Who's got no mates today? Jimmy Butler has been copying it from those crowds there in Minnesota, which is pretty cool and pretty funny. He was asked about it yesterday. Yeah, being booed, that doesn't bother me, but people do have to watch their mouth. The boos, I get it. I understand. Let's just keep it at that. And then Buddy Hield chirps up. He's like, yeah, watch your mouth. And Jimmy Butler's like, thanks, little bro. But, look, he's going to cop it again tomorrow, and I'm enjoying it very much. Draymond's going to cop it as well. That game is going to be fucking psychotic tomorrow. Who copped the pantsing of the night, though? Now, you know me, I want to extend the block charge restricted area circle far further out. I fucking hate block or charge to like a terrifying passion. I don't want to ban them because I want to reward the defensive player getting into blocking, having the ability to block a straight path of the basket. What I don't want to see happen is the shit that we saw today with the OG Anunoby, where he fucking killed Derek White. Absolutely got straight killed.
So he got straight killed.
And then it was an offensive foul. And I'm like, I'm fucking so sick of this. Jaylen Brown got called for one as well. He left his feet and then Jalen Brunson was there. You're like, what the fuck else is he meant to do? I hate that shit. Anyway, but OG fucking killed Derek White. That was a pantsing. My other favorite one was, of course, the other Mitch Robinson's amazing airballed free throw. There is something magical about an airballed free throw because it's like, I can see myself doing that. But I'm a chunky fucking unathletic dipshit from Australia with a fuck shoulder. I'm not a professional basketball player anymore. Mitch Robinson missing a completely airballing a free throw. It was one of the worst airballs as well. It's like he shot put it at it. It was fucking crazy. And then the final pantsing of the night was Paul Pierce just guaranteeing that the Celtics would win game 2 to the point where he said, if the Celtics lose game 2 at home, I'm walking here tomorrow. 15 miles in my robe, no shoes on, barefoot. Put the house on this game. Paul Pierce then very, very hilariously tweeted out a Google Maps walking distance to that from his house to the studio. It's like 20.2 miles. And yeah, good to see, that we know where Paul Pierce lives. But anyway, who was better than Lonzo Ball today? And Bronny James and Ben Simmons?
Lonzo was the best player in high school. He was the best player in college. You think he'll get to the pros and be like, I made it to the pros, now I can be average. We're coming for everybody.
Coming for everybody. How about Cason Wallace and Isaiah Joe and Aaron Wiggins today? I love it when this bench team, the bench dudes from OKC go off. So they got, 14, 1, and 2 from Isaiah Joe. He went 5 of 5 from the floor, 4 of 4 from downtown. 4 to the floor. 10 points and 5 rebounds for Aaron Wiggins. He went 2 of 4 from deep and 2 of 3 from deep for Cason Wallace for his 8 points, 2 assists, 2 steals, and 2 rebounds. Very nice. Very nice. And I want to do a quick look, I didn't even mention Jokic's Spud of the night candidacy, so I'll just throw that in again.
Spud, 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 it is Spud of the night.
Because it was pointed out, so as I mentioned, he fouled out in the third quarter. He's just like, nah, I'm sick of this bullshit. Fucking 17 points, 8 rebounds, 6 assists. Jim, that's not bad. He hit 6 shots, he had 6 fouls, and he had 6 turnovers. I don't want to alarm anybody, but Jokic might be the devil. All right, let's do some yeah-nahs after this.
This is Cam Glidden.
This is Anthony Drimmick.
This is Mitch McCarron.
This is Jason Kadee.
This is Darryl McDonald.
Hey guys, this is Hugh Greenwood.
Yo, what's going on? This is Illy.
This is Mark Worthington, or commonly known as Wortho, and you're listening to NBA Australia.
You listen to NBA Australia.
And you're listening to NBA Australia.
And you're listening to NBA
And you're
Australia.
listening to NBA Australia.
You're listening to NBA Australia.
And you're listening to NBA Australia.
You're listening to NBA Australia.
All right, let's do some Yeah Nahs, brought to you by shout your mate Jim a beer if you want, or a coffee. You can hit the link in our bios on the socials and all that sort of stuff. And it'll take you to like a little landing page and you can find the shout us a beer, shout us a coffee. You can go to Dabble from there as well. Use that code NBA Australia, sign up using that link if that's what you want to do. But yeah, appreciate all the help that you've, the folks out there have given us already. Very, very much appreciated. Love your guts. Right, let's do some Yeah Nahs. Are Boston cooked? Yeah, nah. It leads into another one as well. Are the Cavs cooked? Yeah, nah. Well, this also leads into, does home court matter? Yeah, nah. Yeah. But it really, really matters when you're the fucking Pacers and the Knicks now, right? You're up 2-0. If you have the lead in a series and you're on your home court, there is a fucking level of excitement that your fans will be at that could actually be a little bit of a hindrance maybe sometimes. You know those Pacers crowds will be fucking psycho. You know that Knicks crowd is going to be feral. And like, I fucking love those Knicks fans. Like, the cool thing is this playoff run, they've had the block parties outside of MSG, which is, they never used to do that, and it's fucking awesome. Because they would basically end up having impromptu block parties after the games anyways. Everyone sort of blocked off shit, but it's going to be fucking really, really, really crazy hard to sort of, for the teams that are down, so Boston, Cleveland, to claw back in games 3 and 4. But as we've just seen, like, Boston's home court, it mattered until it didn't. Cleveland's home court, it mattered until it didn't. And we've had so many, like, the fact that we've had these 20-point turnarounds is pretty fucking nuts. It's so hard to do that on the road. But it's now up to Boston and Cleveland. I think Boston are on the edge of being cooked, but they have so much talent, they could actually win 4 straight games. Remember Phoenix, Milwaukee in the finals? It's like Phoenix are up 2-0. Milwaukee rattled off 4 straight. I could easily see Boston doing that to New York. Cleveland, however, oh no, Cleveland. Because of their health problems, Garland with his toe, DeAndre, Hana out, Mobley out. If they don't get healthy, they are fucked. Because the Pacers, look, talk about a momentum team. The Pacers were like that last year, and I've banged on about it all fucking season, right? If the Pacers are fully healthy, they are terrifyingly hard to beat. And like the stats back that up, the results back that up, because when they're healthy, they're just a really fucking good team. If you remove one thing, it's like a fucking Jenga tower, those Pacers teams, right? You take away that one Jenga block of a player and it all crumbles. Cleveland has sort of seemed like they've been able to dodge that a lot of this season, but then you take fucking 3 Jenga pieces out and it just, it's all fucking gone, right? So the Cavs' health will matter just about more than anything in this series, even more so than like having lost home court, because Cleveland are good enough to win 2 games in Indy, but they basically will have to win 3 games in Indy or else they're fucked. So, I don't know. Boston, don't think they're cooked just yet. Cavs, maybe. Dan D, he wrote in and said, this Celtics team needs an Ime Udoka. Being their best mate is not what this Celtics team needs as a coach. They're way too talented to lose back-to-back at home with big leads. I really fucking resent this, bro. My name is Joey Muzz. I'm not their best mate. I'm their bestest mate. I don't know why we kept blowing these fucking leads, bro. We've watched the town so many fucking times together, man. There is no better way to get ready for a basketball game than do some jiu-jitsu and watch the town together. And that's what me and Jason Tatum do all the time because I'm his best mate, man. Bestest friend ever. But look, Joey Muzz, there are moments in these games where you just got to go, what would Popovich, Ime Udoka, Joey Muzz has this sort of like, nah, they'll figure it out kind of vibe. It's like, no, Joe, at some point you'd go, can you fucking idiots stop missing threes? Just work your way into a basket one time. There is an incredible screen grab. I think Horford's maybe under the basket and like the Knicks player, like I think it's maybe Brunson, is just fallen over and he's kicked it out for a three and it's like, oh, it's Ben Simmons. What are we doing? Anyway, and the big one, I guess, home court, doesn't matter. Yeah, nah. I mean, this is also sort of the unpopular opinion of the day, I guess. Kind of.
Now look at me, please. Look at me. Look at me. Look at me.
Yeah. It matters, especially when you're up in the series as an underdog. But also, it kind of doesn't matter. Like, I think you've seen Denver win on the road. The fact that OKC was the first team in the second round to win as the home team tells you that home court might not matter as much as it sort of used to. It's interesting. I think what actually matters, though, and this is the unpopular one, is that the lack of aura, that probably matters more, right? The Knicks are not afraid of the Celtics. They're not afraid of Jason Tatum. And it is pretty fucking funny. Boston sweep the season series and everyone's like, remember how like the Knicks were built to beat Boston and they could barely get by Detroit. Who said that? I fucking did. Whoops. What we discounted was that Wingstop, the nickname for OG Anunoby and Mikal Bridges, yeah, they are completely fucking built to stop or at least slow down Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown. It's worked for 2 games. Will it work for another 2? We're going to find out. But it's incredible. Outback Takehouse. I think this is kind of a rehash of yesterday, but it's Thursday at Outback, and you know what that means? Oh, yeah. 2 for 1. Bloomin' onions. No prick in Australia knows what the fuck these things are. So we're giving them 1 away. 2 for 1, bloomin' onions. What is it? Some sort of fucking onion made to look like a flower? You blokes are off your fucking rockers. Bloody Yanks. Only at Outback. And today's Flame Grill take is Adam Silver is just out there going, of course you're going to lose a couple of games at home. Every series in the second round is going to go 7. Only at Outback. Would anybody be surprised if this, like all of the second round series went 7? Like it feels like it could easily just happen. Like Boston could go and win game 3. You could definitely see Minnesota and Golden State, with Golden State missing Curry for a big chunk of this series, obviously. Minnesota could easily rattle off a couple of wins back-to-back here. Let's give us a second round series going 7 in all fucking series. That would be awesome. Let's make it happen. And I think it makes up for a sort of bit of a lackluster regular season, right? If this, like so far, these playoffs have been fucking insane. Very easily the most entertaining I can remember in the last few years. This is awesome. So, quick Andrew Gaze Gray Mumber Award, because we've got to do one because there's a really, really good stat out there that deserves it. So let's do it. Bang.
Andrew Gaze Gray Mumba.
Outstanding achievement here.
Yeah, let's do it. Tyrese Halliburton is 10 of 11 on shots to tie or take the lead in the last 2 minutes of a game this year. 10 of 11! Adam Silver needs to mandate that Tyrese Halliburton can do the big balls dance because he very clearly has giant fucking stones. Jesus. 10 of 11 is absolutely fucking nuts. All right, quick one for the Kiwi Corner. This is the last one of the season because the Rockets have been knocked out since we last did it last week. Big Steven Adams played a big part in that Rockets run this season, which has been very cool. It's just good to see him healthy and having a crack. up against Golden State, he got to play a lot more than we probably thought he would. 31 minutes and 26 minutes in the last 2 games. He had 17, 5, and 3 blocks in Game 6, which was awesome. He went 4 of 4 from the floor, 9 of 16 at the free throw line. That's right, he scored 17 points on 4 shots. That's awesome. What a legend. And then in the final game of the series, he had 3 points, 7 rebounds. He went 1 of 2 at the free throw line in 26 minutes, 1 of 4 from the floor. Ends up averaging 5.7 points, 6.6 rebounds, and 0.67 assists. Shot 60%, did the big Kiwi. And shot 16 of 30 from the free throw line across the series. So above 53%, which is pretty bloody good. Considering his season mark, I believe, was 46. So not bloody bad. All right, let's do some game previews after we check in with Baller Pat and the Paddy Mills Game Day Baller Game Day Twitter check-in. All right, Paddy did have a post, which is always fun. Where'd he go? There he is. Baller Pat. He had a good one. Proud to say I brought my full self in every moment. Clipper Nation, thank you for welcoming me in and giving us your unwavering support. Gnarly emoji, love heart emoji. It's him walking into games. It's him just waving his towel, being the vibes legend that he is. Very much enjoyed that. What's Dyson? Dyson's also added a post here too. Let's have a look. Dyson Daniels. Oh, there he is. Courtside at the Boomers game, as mentioned earlier. There he is, like signing a bunch of stuff. Oh no, he's at the Vicetti stuff. Good on him. On your dice. Come on, NBA Australia. All right. Let's do some game previews. Game previews. Thanks, Inadvertent Bane. Not a problem, Jim. How's it all going? Yeah, not bad. I had to go get my Achilles treatment for the first time today. It's pretty weird. Zapping the cortisone into your fucking Achilles and shit. Pretty fun. No needles. Just 2 electrodes. Do that over a couple of weeks. It's going to be fucking pretty crazy. I feel like I'm the $6 man. All right. Otherwise, we went 1 and 2 on the picks today because, as I said on the video this morning, should have been the bounce back game for both the home teams. And Boston were there. They're up fucking 20 again. And every time they blow these fucking leads, I'm just sitting there going, I'm an idiot. Of course Boston blew another fucking lead. But to do it in back-to-back games is just so absurd. Anyway, and then OKC, we fucking obviously nailed that. So happy days. Tomorrow we have Minnesota hosting the Warriors again. We know the Warriors will obviously be without Steph Curry. And I think this is a very similar spot as OKC were in today with this. So Minnesota hosting the Warriors in Game 2, having lost Game 1 in just like a really shit fashion. And I feel like Minnesota kicked the fuck out of them in this one. So, we understand that the Golden State defense is better than anything Minnesota saw in that Lakers series. But I don't think Ant-Man is as shit as he was in Game 1 because that's almost, I'm not going to say completely, almost impossible. He was so fucking bad in that game. I think he goes whack, and I think the Minnesota Timberwolves come back in a big way. Maybe not to the tune of beating them by 43 points like the Thunder did to Denver, but yeah, I think they'll be pretty solid tomorrow. So we'll break that down tomorrow in the video in the morning, and we'll break it down on tomorrow's show because that is it for today. Hell yeah, gotta go get the squids, sort them out. So we will be on deck tomorrow to wrap up that game for you. I've got physio for the Achilles actually tomorrow as well. So don't know what time tomorrow's show is going to come out, but anyway, figure that out. In the meantime, though, of course, make sure you're following NBA Australia on Twitter, Facebook, IG, Insta. That's what IG is. Just saying. TikTok and YouTube. Jump in the comments, say g'day. Send through some yeah-nahs. We had some really good coach ones. We might cover that coach GOAT stuff on tomorrow's show because we got some really good responses. So thanks. Send through your GOAT coaches. Let us know what you reckon. Check out NFL Australia as well. Chuck us a rating and review and stars, subscribing. Make sure you've done all of that on your Apple Podcast, your Spotify, YouTube, whatever app you use on your Android phone. It really does help out, so I would appreciate it. And would also appreciate if you want to shout us a beer, shout us a coffee, or go follow us over at Dabble. Use that code NBA Australia, and you can follow and copy all our picks every single day. We've always got a bunch of just same gamers in there. Today was a brutal one with the Caruso not hitting a 3. Jesus. Come on, Alex. What are you doing? Either way, Good stuff there. Go check it out. You can use the link in our show description or the link in our bio. That's also where you can shout us a beer. Big thanks go to From Oslo for the intro and outro song. They rule. So do Househats, Joshua Laurentiis, Fascinator? Well, Fascinator. Jeez, man. Fascinated Goldmines, Ramshackle Army, Iowa Sex Jedi, Green, and Dozers. I've forgotten how to speak. They're behind all the tunes you hear throughout the show, so smash them all in Bandcamp, Apple Music, Spotify. However you listen to your tunes, support Australian bands. NBA Australia supports Australian bands, so should you. And that is it for today. I've got to get out of here and go get the squids. We will catch you tomorrow, you dickheads. This is NBA Australia saying, look after yourselves, would ya? And, Boston! Later, Hosen. G'day, legends. Your mate Jim from NBA Straya here. That's right, I'm doing a thing at the end of the show. In the business, we call it a thing at the end of the show, I guess. I don't know. Either way, all I'm just saying is just make sure you're rating, reviewing, starring, subscribing across all of the apps that you use for NBA Australia. Jump in the comments, give us a shout. We'll bang you in yeah, nahs. Any other questions? I'll have a crack. I've got nothing better to do, basically. Also, just ask any questions, tell me what you want to hear from the show, and sing out and let us know. And of course, if you want to help support the show, jump on the old dabble, use that code NBA Australia, click on the link that's in the show description or on the socials. It goes up whenever I do the morning vibes, etc. So if that's your thing, jump on there, use that code NBA Australia, and remember, look after yourselves, would you?